Good afternoon. Welcome to Canadian Ultimate Championships Masters Edition here in beautiful Ottawa, Canada. We have two teams playing this afternoon. We have Sage from Quebec going against Nostalgia, a team from Alberta. My name is Kimberly Morin, and I'm here with my partner,
Brandon Adibe.
So we are starting. This is their third game for both sides. Sage has played 2 games this morning. Same thing with Nostalgia. Sage coming in 2-0, so they beat North 14-7, and then played against Rosie and beat them 15-2. Rosie, a team from Ontario. And Nostalgia, same thing, coming in with 2 wins. First game against Rosie, they beat them 12-11, and then the next team they beat 13-10 North. So definitely an interesting matchup. We're looking at a bit of wind. You can probably tell from the broadcast, it looks very sunny. It's extremely hot and humid here in Ottawa today. There is a slight bit of wind. I'm trying to locate a flag. Diagonal from the right side of your screen to the left. I'd say bottom to top of your screen. So we're going to look here. Sage is going to start on O. Kate Beaulieu with the disc. Beaulieu handling, getting the disc upfield. Paradis. Landry. To Laberge. And they get it done to Dyer. Well, that's a pretty effective O-line.
Very clean on the first point. They spaced out well, and they made use of some good handler movement. Very clean.
Kate Beaulieu is someone who played quite a few Team Canadas. She is a very, very confident handler. Kate Beaulieu, number 72, you'll see from Sage. This is someone you expect to see the disc in her hands every other. She can quarterback a team, no problem. She's a new addition to Sage this year. She wasn't with them last year. She played mixed last year. And so I think this is a great way for them to solidify their O-line.
Yeah, Sage has a very strong O-line, as we've seen in the first couple of games. So definitely nice to get them on the broadcast to see how they flow.
Exactly, and it's interesting, too, to think about this broadcast. We're on day 1. This is game 3. So if I am Sage coach or player coach, I'm not putting everything on the table.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to do. Given the teams you might play tomorrow, a bit something to consider when they look at the film tonight.
Exactly. If I would be their opponent playing them in semis or finals, I'm watching this game. So we'll expect to see some important plays or maybe a little bit of zone. There's a tiny bit of wind coming out, but for the most part, I think we'll see a bit of their game coming in. So we see Nostalgia here. Pull was out of bounds, so they're going to start in the middle of the field. Poirier on the mark.
Looking to initiate from a split stack here.
To Peveril. Peveril looking for Chandler. Chandler gets it across the field. Good hands here. Kapazowski. Turn here, so Sage gets an opportunity for a break. Nice cheeky IO here. Baudette. Ooh. A slightly higher throw makes it tougher to catch. So we see a drop here from Sage. Slusky Boisvert on the mark. Gets it upfield. Looking for options, and that is incomplete. Probably a high stall count here.
Definitely looking for a bailout throw, and it seemed like the stall was pretty high to force a short field hammer.
We have a foul call here from Sage. Tried to recenter to Roberge. A lot of IOs here on the field. Disc back to center. Strasky Boisvert. Oof. Tough drop here from Sage again. Those high throws, they're popping a little bit. They're making it difficult to catch, it appears.
Yeah, the wind's kind of playing some tricks. It's definitely a factor, popping up some discs on the field.
Oh, Sage gets it on the goal line here. Tough turnover. Chandler with the bobble. You're seeing here number 33 from Sage, Strasky Boisvert, looking at her teammate Baudette. These are two players that have played together for years and years, and if I tell you they have a secret language between the two of them,
I'd probably
exactly
believe
what
you.
they have. Sage gets it in for their first break. 2-0 Sage.
Definitely very clean, both on offense and their D-line offense for Sage. Nice to see.
Yeah, once the wind gets figured out, I feel like for now, the problem seems to be mostly throwing and catching, which obviously is a tough one to address as a coach, but if they can get that under control, I think that I agree with you. There's a lot of solidifying aspects of their O-line.
Definitely a tougher one for the coaches, specifically talking about the throws and catches. Very integral parts to the game.
There's nothing more frustrating as a coach to just be like, all right, guys, let's catch. let's get our catching figured out. And as you mentioned, the wind is going diagonal. You can see some of the flags at the back on the left side of your screen. You'll see some of the flags to show you direction of the wind. It's not an easy wind, but this is the kind of wind that if you're going from the right side to the left side of your screen on offense, those IO throws are the easiest ones to come out. So you see Sage had a lot of that on their O-line. All right, we're back. We had a nice pull there by Massey. Try and make it all the way up the field, upwind. A bit of an overthrow from Nostalgia, and so Sage is going to take it on the end zone line. Try and make it all the way up the field.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a different D unit for Sage here. This D unit looks like they rather play vertical,
Yeah.
especially in this tough wind. Might make more sense.
Oh, great gainer here by Beaulieu. Gets it up to Landry. Arsenault on the line. Looking for a reset. Ooh, just going to get that around. And to Dyer again.
Sage looking very strong to start off the game.
It's working, there's just issues. But I think it's because there was...
We're good.
Sage coming back out on defense after another break. And Nostalgia looking to kind of steady the ship here.
I talked to Nostalgia a bit before the game to understand what their objectives were, and they were mentioning that Nostalgia is a mostly GM team, so Grandmasters above 37 for women, and they are looking to attend CUC Grandmasters. So this is kind of a prep tournament for them to get ready once they go to Victoria on August 23rd, 24th.
Not many teams better to play against before going to Victoria.
Exactly. It's worth the flight. So bobble here by Nostalgia, so Saj gets it back for another attempt at a break. Baudette with a save. Wallet. We have a vertical stack with cuts appearing to come from back of the stack. Oh, nice save here. Plant. Another good IO here. Wallet gets it to Baudette for the score.
This D-line unit is looking really good. As I believe is it the third or fourth break?
Fourth. It's the third break, fourth point.
Love to see it if you're a Sash fan in the audience.
So speaking to Sash as well, I wanted to know, I wanted to confirm with them, and they did confirm that their objective is to win this whole thing.
Huge.
So that's a way to start a game. If you're here to win, that's the kind of dominance you're showing on the field.
That's a bold statement to come into a game, especially with everyone watching, and be like, we are here to win.
We're here to
Not
win.
just to perform or do our
Yes.
best, but to win. That says a lot.
Exactly. We were joking that they were here to build on female friendships, and no, they're here for the big trophy. The other strategy is, if you look at their roster, they're 25, so they're quite a hefty roster coming in here. But they discussed as a team prior to coming to CUCM that they were going to bench, so they're benching 5 players a game.
Oh, wow.
Significant, eh? But they agreed with it as a team. The coaches sent out the list of players per game that they're going to bench, and so far so good. Not many complaints, and it seems to be working for them. They had mentioned that the tournaments that they did so far in the year, they had come about 20 players game 1 or tournament 1. Same thing for tournament 2, so they needed a bigger roster just to accommodate for life reasons. I don't know exactly how many children there are on this team, but I'd bet above 20.
Wow.
So a lot of families to contend with.
You know, in a few years, we might see a whole new team formed just from the
Exactly.
children from this team.
Just a juniors team from old Sash players.
Love to see that continuity.
Exactly.
But it's a very interesting that they all bought into the idea of having a bit of a smaller playing roster, even though the roster is big for the duration of this tournament.
Exactly. And Masters, the reality of Masters, especially in women's, is like you have to contend with life, and there's a lot of things that happen at this age that you have to contend with, and so bigger rosters, often you tend to see them a lot more in a Masters division. So we have a pull here to Nostalgia starting on O. We have what looks like a horizontal. Ooh, great grab here. 75 is not on our list. Oh, I think that's Harding. Masse with the disc. Ooh, nice D here by Beck. Gets it back for Nostalgia. Chandler really playing that solid O-line handler role here. Just a bit short on her IO. And that's D'd by Laverge. Tremblay Paradis with the disc, looking for something upfield. To Arsenault. Massé. Oh no, that's Arsenault. Nice attempt here. Almost there, Laberge. So Nostalgia gets it back here with an attempt to hold on their O. We're going to see Beck picking it up. Eesh, that's tough. we have to keep in mind that this is game 3. I think it's, 38 right now? This has been a day.
It's so hot out there. We did see a hydration break just the point earlier, and it does tax you mentally and physically. So
100%.
Saj looking like they're dealing with the elements a bit better, and maybe that comes down to having a break for certain people in certain games.
That is a good point. We see with the orange, the very neon orange visor here, Pilon, which is one of their center handlers. She's sometimes O, sometimes D. I think she's D-line for this tournament, but she's an outstanding handler. Has been handling for years on the Quebec circuit. Played for Iris for years, but yeah, that's definitely one of their mainstays, and she's getting a break for this one, so that could play an advantage tomorrow in bigger games that they need.
And you talk about the Quebec circuit, and you've had some experience in it. Tell me what's that like?
It definitely was interesting to understand different systems. So I played Iris 2015 was the year that it was incepted, and we went to play against Traffic in the finals. People often talk about that final being quite legendary. It was awesome to play with such high caliber women. It was outstanding. The level, Kate Baudier that we see on this O-line here for Saj was on that team, and yeah, you just never stop learning from that level of talent. So I played 2015, 16, 17, 18, so 4 years. And then I went to Sixers, and now I'm in Ottawa, so it's definitely different. Every team, every city has their way of working, but it allows me to have met so many different women, and so when I get to commentate these games, it's always nice because many of these have been my teammates over the years.
That's so huge, like playing for two of probably the most historic teams on the women's side, and Sixers and Iris. And we thank you for the wealth of knowledge you bring from those teams.
Oh, what an attempt at a save here by Baudette, just slightly out of the end zone lines. So we're going to see Nostalgia here picking it up on the cone on the left side of your screen. And this is going to be a little bit tougher of an O point considering the wind is going right to left on your screens. So a lot of spin on the disc. Tay here recentering to Kun.
Have a foul downfield. Nostalgia player seems to be holding their head. Hope they are all right. So in their first couple of games, how did those go for these teams?
For
both of these teams.
So something that I noted for Saj is that they have a wealth of depth on their roster. So if you look at the stats, 17 of their 25 players are on the stat sheet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so either an assist, a goal, a D. So this is a way of looking at a team and seeing, okay, what are we talking about? When you see someone that's very high in the stats comparatively to other people on the roster, you tend to think, okay, let's do a strategy to address that one person. And I think that's one of Saj's strategies, or one of their strengths that we see here, is that if 17 people are on your stat sheet, it's going to be a tougher time to try and mitigate or stop the bleeding when it comes to how effective they are.
Very tough when a team is so multifaceted and 17 different people can hurt you.
We see here the wind. I think the upwind high release didn't really work here. So Saj gets it back for a break. Baudette making the wise decision to center it back. Wallet. Tough drop here. Nostalgia gets another shot at it. I don't know about you, Brandon, but for me, starting not on a cone versus starting in somewhere in the middle of the field is so much better.
It's so much better. I was actually hearing a little bit of a study that your percentage of success goes down by 10% when it's on a cone
Really?
rather than in the middle of the field. And that was pretty recently. So
I completely agree with that study. And we get a score here from Trudel. So we're 6-0 Sage here versus Nostalgia. So we're seeing a team that from Sage, I think pretty much what I expected. I was expecting very solid O, very consistent hands. These are people who have played. This is the third year that Sage exists. It's kind of a sister, or I should say a mother program to Iris. It was associated to the Iris program out of Quebec, Team Quebec for the senior women's team. And it was started as a pilot project 3 years ago, or 2 years ago? This is their third iteration. And I think the first year they lost in semis at Masters CUCs. Last year they won. And then this year they are also hoping to win. So this might be another successful year for this program. Only on its third year.
yeah, it seems like they've already had some success, even though they haven't had it all the way. But building to this moment, and hopefully this is their year.
Exactly. 24, Chandler gets it in the middle to Peveril. Beaulieu here playing a little bit of Sluffy D. We're seeing her with an eye upfield to Beck. Beck has trouble connecting with Law, so it goes back to Sage. We do have to shout out Nostalgia because they are double Spirit winners from last year. They won Spirit at Canadian Grandmasters and at Worlds in California.
You love to see it.
Yeah.
Definitely seems like they've put a lot of their goals into being a very spirited team, and
Yes.
hopefully that we see that continue here at Masters Nationals.
Yes, I agree. Great job here. Number 5 on Nostalgia, really trying to contain the mark, trying to prevent Beaulieu from throwing break side. But Sage still gets it done. Dyer is on her third goal this game, eh?
She's absolutely on fire, powering up that. I don't know if you could call this a D line with the way they're moving the disc on but
Yeah.
definitely this unit moving the disc well. Even when their backhand arounds are being stopped, they have an inside to still hit their cutters downfield.
They've been very consistent with their IOs. And I do agree with you. This is a team that can throw either one. So it's just for teams that play against Sage, you have to pick your poison. Are you going to try and stop the IO and remain kind of more of a flatter mark? Or are you going to really try and corral and contain that break side throw?
Definitely going to be a tough team as this tournament goes on to beat and kind of game plan for. Like, they have so many different players contributing, so many different throws in their bag.
Exactly.
Like, how are you going to stop a team like this?
Exactly. Nostalgia just came back from California last year. They came in 5th at Grandmasters Worlds.
And that's a very tough competition to be in.
Exactly. This is also their third year as a program. A women's team, Grandmaster women's team out of Calgary, Alberta. Looking for the recenter, but she chooses against it. To Lee. Lee looking upfield. We're mostly in a vert stack here. We've seen some horizontal and some vert from this team.
Looks like they're still trying to find out which one's going to work against this Sage D unit.
They're definitely trying it all. And De Brou-le-Duc scores in the end zone.
That brings the score up to 7-0. Or 8-0 rather. So now we are going into the halftime. Sage up 8-0. And we will take a break. But But stay tuned because we will be having some interviews.
I love working with a team towards a common goal.
For the camaraderie.
Camaraderie and playing with my teammates.
I play for my team.
Teamwork and the connections that I can build on and off field.
For the community and the exercise.
Because of the community and the competition.
I like playing Ultimate Frisbee for the competition.
I play for the competition and the fun.
For fun.
Because fun.
I love getting to work hard.
You get out of it what you put into it.
Leave everything out here.
Every time I step on the field, I want to be a better player.
You know, give something people to talk about.
Be happy but never satisfied.
To step away from real life and focus on Frisbee.
I play because I love Ultimate.
Find your drive.
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 Hello, welcome back. We are at halftime here at the Canadian Ultimate Championship Masters Edition, where Sage is playing against Nostalgia. On a une entrevue ici avec une capitaine de Sage, Marianne Pilon. Allô! Bonjour Marianne. Question pour toi, vu qu'on est à la demi ici, un peu savoir, c'est quoi vos objectifs? Qu'est-ce qui a bien été aujourd'hui?
Oui, objectif, ben, c'est repartir la chimie avec le dernier tournoi. On a des joueurs absents, on a des rotations aussi qui se fait. Puis à date, qu'est-ce qui a bien fonctionné? Ben, on était un peu proche, l'handler set des cutters au début, fait qu'étirer le terrain vraiment puis se donner de la latéralité là, quand je joue break side. C'est sûr que ça l'ouvre beaucoup le terrain.
Comment vous fonctionnez avec le vent aujourd'hui? On voit que le vent semble être différent. L'alignement du terrain ici est différent que le terrain que vous avez joué ce matin. Fait comment vous opérez dans ce système-là?
Oui, nous, on n'est pas le traditionnel équipe où est-ce qu'on fait une ligne de haut, 2 lignes de D. On est vraiment une ligne contre le vent puis une ligne downwind. Fait qu'on va avoir une ligne qui va toujours aller upwind. Peu importe qu'on parte en haut ou en D, on est la ligne upwind et vice-versa aussi. Puis ça fonctionne bien, ça permet de travailler tes skills adaptés avec le vent. Fait pour nous, ça marche bien, on va dire, ce setup-là.
Et ça comprend, vous, dans Sage, vous avez des gens qui viennent de Québec, de Sherbrooke, de Montréal. Fait que c'est vraiment peu importe la ville dans laquelle tu vis.
Exact. Les lignes sont faites en fonction des compétences de chacune. Plus handler cutter, rapide, il y en a qui sont moins rapides aussi, des longues, des grandes, des petites. Fait qu'un peu de tout. Ça n'a pas de différence où est-ce qu'on vient dans la province, effectivement.
Fantastique. Merci beaucoup, Marianne Pilon. Bonne chance dans le reste de la game. Welcome back. Now we have our Nostalgia captain, Connie Lee, here with us. Connie, walk us through your day so far. How's it been?
really hot. I was just making a comment earlier that because we're from the west in the mountains, so we're not used to eating our air. It's a bit heavy.
We serve it in the form of humidity and water here in the air.
We had a couple Ontarians on our team, and they said to me, "Oh, it's gonna thunderstorm. It'll be fine tomorrow." I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. What is your strategy? What are they talking about here in the huddle going forward in the second half of this game?
Honestly, it's just play ultimate. Play it like we know it. We've been doing this for a really long time. Most of us are actually Grandmasters age now, and we've got a few Masters with us. And yeah, it's just run, mark, throw, and catch. And that's one of the things that I think as it gets later in the day, sometimes when we get tired, it's a bit tough. So yeah, it's just get back to the basics.
Love that. Thank you so much for your time, Connie. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Welcome back to this Sage from Quebec game against Nostalgia from Alberta. My name is Kimberly Morin. I'm here with my partner,
Brandon Adibe.
So we are coming in. It's been a tough first half here for Nostalgia. They have yet to get on the board, but as we just talked to Connie Lee, the captain, they are focusing on catching and throwing, really bringing it down to the basics and getting back to the great ultimate they know how to play. Sage coming in with an 8-0 lead. Sage seated first in this tournament compared to Nostalgia that's seated 8th. So definitely an interesting game here for us this afternoon. Chandler has been leading this O-line. Trying to get it done, but it's D'd by Sage. Tough drop here by Wallet. Those higher catches have in this specific area of the field, so when you look from your screen, it's the lower part of your screen. I feel that 80% of the drops, well, now that I say that, another one, but they have been very much centered at the lower part of your screen here.
Oh, it seems like the wind kind of picks up on this side just with how the orientation of the field is.
Saskia Boisvert, dominant O-line handler from Sage Iris, multiple years, picking it up here. She also played Masters Women last year when they won Worlds in California. Sage making a great effort here of going all the way through the field, making sure they take up the entirety of the field. Poirier with a nice around to Wallet, who gets it done to number 16, Chatigny. A great flow on offense here from Sage.
Didn't let halftime bring them down. They're just back at it with their really good movement on offense.
Showing that they're really, we talked about this in the first half, but they're a team that are able and have the ease of being able to throw break, IO, back end. It doesn't really matter. They really have a great throwing ability that adds to their arsenal as a team that make them quite difficult to defend.
Very, very difficult to defend, as Nostalgia is kind of finding. Like,
Yeah.
no matter what you do, if you're forcing them back in, then they have an IO or a flick around. If you're forcing them flick, it's the inverse. Always something new with Saj.
So you have mostly played Open Ultimate, correct?
Yes, I have.
How do you find the women's game differs from the Open game?
Oh, like, I'm actually someone who enjoys watching.
Women's, yeah.
Enjoys watching women's a bit more. Like, ever since I started watching Ultimate, that's kind of where I started. And it kind of like, they hit exactly what you should hit. Open, sometimes it's like, you know what? This isn't the most ideal, but we're going to make it work.
Let me give this a shot. Let me see where this goes. I completely agree.
It's two very different styles, but like, you like to see them for sure.
I think that's a great way of putting it. Saj here get the break once again. Score with Massé, number 35. She has been on the stats board. So we talked about in the first half a little bit of the stats and how 17 players off of Saj are actually on the scoreboard with either assists or goals, but the top stats lady is number 35, Corinne Massé. Has played Iris, I'd say plus or minus 1,000 years. She was also on the Masters Women roster last year in California. An exceptional defensive player. She's someone who, you know, when you play zone and you need someone in last back, always and forever. Because something that Corinne does so exceptionally well is communicate so effectively. I am someone who played mostly like mid positions in a zone, and Corinne, no, she has been unmatched my entire life. Because I always knew where to be because she was such a good quarterback in a defensive zone positioning. Shout out to Corinne Massé.
That's so huge, especially when you're in those mid positions. You feel like you can stop everything.
Yes.
And then on the off chance they do get past you, you have her right
Yes,
there.
100%.
Having your back. So
yeah.
Huge for Massé.
Chandler with the disc in the middle of the field here. Gets it to Harding. Harding looking to Beck. Beck trying to get it to the end zone, and she gives it a shot. Oh, that's a nice catch here. Pavril. We're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they get it in. Is there a call? And we're good.
Confirmed.
Nostalgia on the board.
Nice, neat little play there where they cleared out that near side and then they attacked through the middle and then swung it or took a shot onto the side, which we've seen has been tougher to catch disc on, but they come out with the catch and then score.
That's something that I found different from Masters women to senior women. Take the shot. Take the shot. And I think I also play Stello when I'm not 9.5 months pregnant, but someone on Stello that does this really well is Jessie Brown. She takes the shot. And we saw this right here with Nostalgia. She took the shot. And oftentimes, it does work out.
Jessie Brown is one of the elite throwers in Canada.
Facts.
And I believe she was on the World Game shortlist.
Yeah.
So
as were you.
As I was as well. But this isn't about me.
In great company. Yeah.
And is Jessie Brown playing this weekend as well?
She is. Saj Stello matchup, whether it's going to be, I assume it's going to be in the finals. That will be an incredible game to watch. So for the second time this game, we see Saj starting on O. A recenter that was just slightly out of the hands, but Beaulieu makes it work with an incredible catch. Landry on the side. We see a zone here. It seems like a 3-person cup by Nostalgia. Landry finds a way to get out of it. And she spikes it up the line, but it's not going to get there. Unfortunately, Dyer can't get it. So Nostalgia's going to get it on O for a chance at a break.
Julie Landry is also someone who's been around the block, knows how to do it all. And usually she connects with those shots. but
100%. That's funny that you say that because Landry, if there is a zone out there, I don't know if I've met someone who is more dominant in a O-line in a zone. So squirrely. There's no mark right now, so we are seeing number 4, Tremblay Paradis here, who could just hold on to it forever. There's no real reason for her to throw it.
Going every other, gets it and dishes it off for the score for Sage.
A little Quebec connection here. Tremblay Paradis and Beaulieu, both players out of Quebec City. Both players that were on the Iris 2015 roster as well.
That Iris roster, even though they've only been around since 2013, fact checkers, don't come for me.
Actually, that is incorrect. I'm going to have to fact check you in real time. 2015 was our first year.
2015, rather.
Yeah.
You've seen so many people come through the program, and some of the best players in Quebec have played on that team.
Big facts. If we can shout out Jessie Grignon-Thomas, who is, I don't even want to say it, I refuse to accept it, retired? No.
Everyone comes back from retirement in Frisbee.
You're retired until you're given the best opportunity. And you're given where you want to come back. Yes, I think Andrew Batch had mentioned it in the comments in the live stream that she was exceptional that game, and I so agree.
Do agree. She was one of those first people when I was getting into Frisbee. I was watching and I'm like, dang, y'all can do that?
Yeah.
Like, so
women ball out here.
Exactly. She'll be back.
We are very confident. So Sage here back on defense. It's 11-1. Sage up on Nostalgia. So we have Chandler here, has the disc in the center of the field. She gets it to Peveril, to Harding, to Law, with a nice flick up the line. Oh, she gives it her best effort. Jennifer back with the great layout to try and save that disc. That, I feel, was a glimpse of what Connie Lee had mentioned at halftime. This is the kind of offense I feel Nostalgia is good at playing.
Seems like they've finally settled into what they do best, and
Yes.
you can see the movement is evident. Like, now that the throws and catches are there 100%,
Yes.
you're seeing that flow. They're taking good shots,
Yeah.
and it's just a matter of inches now.
Yes, I completely agree. And a timeout call here from Nostalgia. Oh, was that a call? I'm confused.
I think it's a timeout from Nostalgia as she made the T symbol.
I guess I didn't see the Sage turnover at all. There's a glitch in the matrix. So 11-1 here. Sage leading. Sage trying to make it all the way to the big final. At this point, honestly, I don't know if there's any strategy other than 1 point at a time. Let's get to the end of the day and let's try and get into some AC.
AC would definitely be super nice, super critical. Don't know what they got going at their hotel or their Airbnb, but getting to do some recovery at the end of the day, maybe some sightseeing in Ottawa, because what a beautiful city it is.
I think it's going to be this kind of weather the entire weekend.
Yeah, hopefully there's no thunderstorms. The sun is outshining the whole of the weekend. Makes for such a nice natural atmosphere.
True. Feels like 34 right now. And then Saturday
34 and pretty windy.
feels like 34 tomorrow and feels like 40 on Sunday.
Oh my goodness.
So it is absolutely critical for these teams to get these games done quickly. You need to have these games go effectively so that you can get out of the sun.
You don't want to stick around and play extra points. So much more stress on you.
Exactly.
On your body.
Because day one today, you'll manage, you'll feel fine. Tomorrow maybe a little tougher, but everything is really going to come out on day 3 in 40-degree weather when you have to play a final. Tough drop here, Chantigny.
Like looking ahead to the final, everything you do is building up to those last points. Like if it goes to Universe against another strong team, who was able to play the least amount, that those things are going to really factor into what happens.
And I feel like you're probably a player that has played a lot of those. Like you've been a go-to player that has been looked at to be critical. Oh, tough. Tough again here for Plante.
And we see a retractive foul call, so play will go on.
Nostalgia still trying to get those deep shots. They're making a lot of effective deep cuts here. And we see a call. I believe a pick call.
So we're seeing a pick call, and the player with the disc was only free because they were impeded.
An important factor of a pick is that it needs to be within 10 feet. And so that's often what you're going to see players discuss in a spirit of the game fashion here, is to understand how close the defender was to the person on offense. And if it was over 10 feet, then the pick is the player on offense gets to keep the disc. And so we see here that the disc was given back to number 75, Harding. Tough drop here by Beck. Great shot, though, up the line. Beaudet here wiping her hands before she throws the disc. I think it's a sticky, sweaty situation there. Plante with the disc in the middle of the field. She gets a nice gainer back to Beaudet. So mostly coming off a vert stack here. It appears like cuts mostly coming from the back of the stack. We haven't seen too many plays here from Saj.
Yeah, it seems like they're just relying on flow, which, to their credit, they're getting open. Why not?
Exactly. And if I'm them and I know my opponents are watching this, I'm going to show you the vanilla part of my O-line.
Exactly.
I'm not showing you nothing. You're going to have to earn my playbook.
People who might be watching this afterwards, after this is uploaded to the Ultimate Canada YouTube channel, will be seeing not too much other than a really well executed offense.
Oh, and that throw was a bit poppy. We have Plante here who looks discouraged. Poor her. She's made I don't know how many attempts in the last couple points. She's really putting her body on the line.
She's been running so hard on this point specifically. She's everywhere, tracking down her offensive check, trying to make a bid at the back of the end zone. She's going now to mark up in the stack.
And at this point, it's 11-1. If I'm any kind of coach or leadership on Saj, I need us to take safe shots. When I say 100%, I mean 100%.
For sure. You want to see that execution, even though the score is a bit lopsided, you want to see that execution throughout.
Exactly, because if you see here on the field, Nostalgia has been really, in the second half, really putting those shots to the end zone. And shots to the end zone equals steps, equals running, equals energy. And so I don't want to have to stay on the field. They're just, this is energy expenditure.
And with that energy expenditure, Saj opting to take a timeout, kind of slow things down, get a second breath in there.
Yes. What's Brendan Adibe's words of wisdom if you were in that huddle?
Well, on the Saj side of things, we've seen what we can do. Like, trust our offense. If it's that vert where we're just flowing, let's keep doing that. We don't need to take any shots that we can't hit or that are 80% looks. We could continue churning those yards, looking for those 90, 95% looks. Keep hitting those, and we don't want to play any more defense than we have to.
Yeah.
Like, let's keep that going. on the nostalgia side of things, we got to get this disc back. We done a good job of keeping them out there, but at some point we have to punch in on offense here. If we think we're going to get the disc back, we've found joy in those deep shots, but can we also kind of farm some unders and then just be disciplined with the disc?
I agree with you. They've been trying these long shots just to see what comes out of it, just to give it a different look. But we have to remember that the time that they scored was small ball.
Mm-hmm.
They really connected on those smaller shots. So I definitely agree with you there. Strassy Boisvert looks off the huck, gets it upfield to Baudette, her Sherbrooke contingent. Nice gainer here to De Brou-le-Duc, who hucks it to Plante, who doesn't have to lay out this time.
Who else but Plante to track it down and get the score?
Love that energy. Teammates just running to get her.
She looks so happy to score, or maybe it's just because she gets to go off now and not have to bid for another
I get a
one.
break.
Definitely a gritty point for Saj, sticking with it all the way through. That, like, from a mentality perspective, that is such a good thing to see, that they're grinding and finishing out the point.
Exactly.
It should be 12. It should be a heat break, right? Okay, yeah.
So because of this intense heat warning that we currently have going on, games that hit 12, or when games hit 12, there is a heat timeout. So this is something that you may see. They're supposed to take it, or perhaps they're opting not to and just going all the way to the end. But this is in hopes of managing player safety, making sure that the athletes stay healthy out there, regardless of the conditions that we have.
Yeah, these conditions are pretty harsh. Might as well get some water in you, get some shade. We've seen what comes when you're fatigued, so definitely important to take care of your body.
Seems that Dyer has taken over the stats. I was checking in real time. So I heard perhaps she was an East Coast player that lives in Montreal. I had not met her before, but definitely playing exceptionally well for Saj here. It's going to be interesting to see what she's got. She's I believe she's a rookie on this roster. I've never seen her before.
It's going to be tough having to deal with her for so many years now.
Exactly.
She's a rookie.
Imagine, too, if she's just barely 30. Are you hitting close to Master's age? Where are you?
Whoa.
With these accusations.
I'm a young child at heart.
That I have no problem believing. Lemay with the insane D grab here. Gets it to Laberge. Looking for help here. Cadovius. And punches it up the middle to Massé, who's trying to stay up on the leaderboard. 13-1.
Definitely keeping pace on the stats.
Yep.
Not trying to let anyone get too far away. Saj putting up their 13th point of the game. 2 more and they will go away with the win.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what else they have in their arsenal. This is a team that this vert play is not the only thing that they have going on this year, so I'm curious to see what they come up with. I think that every year teams evolve on the playbook that they have, and so this is a team I wouldn't be surprised throw out and some horizontal plays as the weekend goes on, but I definitely think that they maybe zones too.
It seems that they've only played match with the odd poach here and there, but definitely hiding some tricks under their sleeve.
And I think this is a team that has a lot of Frisbee IQ. And like you said, the poaching is something that we're going to see a lot from Saj, because these are players that can keep their head on a swivel. They can look downfield and make sure that they play strategic while also keeping in mind where their player is located.
For sure, for sure.
That's also something I feel you do well at, Brandon.
Oh my goodness, you're gonna make me blush out here. Jeez. I like to.
Isn't that your thing? The like head on a swivel, come out of nowhere D?
I mean, I dabble. Like
I dabble.
I do a few things here and there to a very
I do my
good
best.
level.
I do my best.
But y'all could see more of that. Hopefully at CUC out in Edmonton.
Yeah, Brandon playing with Phoenix out in Edmonton. In what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, August 14th to 17th, I believe.
Chandler gets the disc, and they move it all the way. Looks quite tight for a three-person cup, to be honest. What a shot here. Tremblay really tries to put her body on the line, tries to keep the disc alive. Gobet's going to put a mark here on Connie Lee. Connie Lee with a nice IO flick coming out. Oof, that looked like a... And she gets back up. That's a trooper.
I'm wondering if there's a call because Nostalgia players in the stack haven't moved for a while. But with the turnover, I think they're just going to play it.
Are they zoning? And no, they're going to person. Lemay gets it up the line. And she puts it right away to Arsenault. That O-line be O-lining.
Hey, even when they turn it,
Yeah.
that O-line can play defense, so it's very tough to break against this Saj O-line unit.
Completely agree. 14-2 here for Saj against Nostalgia. We're on the doorstep of the end of the game.
And a timeout taken by Saj, it looks like here.
That's an interesting call. What do you think that's for?
Maybe save some legs. We know
Punch
they're
it
going
in
to be
for
playing
one
a
last
point.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
You can see Coach Shauna Howard out there making a little speech for her girls.
I'm also wondering if maybe Coach Shauna is like thinking maybe we've been dropping these past few points in terms of our execution, maybe holding them to a high standard. But those are my thoughts on it.
That's a great point. Honestly, at teams like this, if you have to hold that standard in the entirety of the tournament, if you want to win big, you have to win big the entire tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's 34-degree heat, even if it's game 3, I want us to show up on that field and bring the best of ourselves the entire time.
That is asking a lot for some teams, but I think the Saj team, they're up for the task.
Yep.
We're seeing some life from the Nostalgia team sprinting to the line. Looks like maybe it's the first 7 called.
That's awesome. It's great to see teams. Listen, it's 14-2. Some teams could get down on themselves and say, ugh, we're not going to win this. But that's the way to go into it. Every point counts. Like they said, this is a prep tournament for them. Going into CUCs for Grandmasters. I love that attitude. That's awesome.
Yeah. And if I'm the Nostalgia team, we've done pretty well here. We've seen
Yes.
our offense when it's at our best. We can move the disc around even against a good team like Saj. Our defense, we're able to get turns with our zone looks against, again, a great team in Saj who moves the ball really well.
So true.
So,
it is a confirmation of your skills. And so that they can bring that 3-person zone to CUCs with them.
a lot to build on.
And we move it up the middle here. Get it to Law. Law looking up Nice movement here to Beck. Are we going to punch it in? And Nostalgia stays alive.
Don't call it a comeback. Nostalgia's not going anywhere.
Cue the music, the football movie.
In your time in Frisbee, what has been the craziest comeback you've seen?
I have such bad memory. It's so funny because my partner can remember, we'll talk about games in 2015 or 2017. He's like, oh, we were down 9-7 at half against Revolver. And I'm like, to me, it's all a blur. I do have to say, I played in the USAU finals with the Sixers in 2019. Crazy experience. Because to me, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I feel like USAU finals are stronger caliber than World's finals.
That's what people say. It's the toughest one to win.
But obviously I'm biased because I've never made it to a World's final. Anyways, but that we had gone down quite a bit and we had made it back slowly. And the coach Carla DiFilippo had put on, the starters in the finals, which honestly, to be expected. We had amazing players on that team. And then when we were losing by a lot, she started putting kind of the rest of us who, the ones who were bringing water and such. And we scored 3 points in a row, I think. And I was like, listen, I'll take that comeback. That was my best comeback.
Was that the one against Brute Squad?
Yeah.
I remember watching that. Because someone was injured the game before, right?
I have no recollection.
Oh, yeah, because the memory...
Once again.
I swear.
I have small passages. It's like glimpses. Saj working this zone here very effectively. And they're going to punch their ticket to win their pool. Saj makes it 15-3 against Nostalgia.
Definitely a great game to watch, especially if you're looking for some really good pieces of Ultimate that we saw. Saj not showing their full bag of tricks, but they did show quite a bit of execution. And on the Nostalgia side of things, it's like kind of showing out for Calgary, showing that got great Ultimate players in the community, putting it together, especially before going to Victoria for their great little words are hard sometimes. Grandmasters.
Yes.
Nationals in Victoria, British Columbia.
And I think tomorrow, then that means that Saj is going into power pools. So I assume it's the top 4 of Saj Pool E winner, which should technically be Stello. Pool F, which has Vintage, and Pool G with Sour. All great things. Stay tuned. Stay connected to the Canadian Ultimate YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. We're here all weekend. Thank you, Brandon.
It's been a pleasure.
And we will see you guys again.
The full 80 yards to the field? Are you kidding me? And an incredible catch. Oh my God! One of the plays